So, good afternoon to everybody. If you are in the Eastern time zone, uh, and good morning for those that are in Western time zone, Central time, Mountain time, whatever. So, I'm going to go over a few things here today, and hopefully, I can shed some light on some things that have been said and tossed around and all that stuff over the last week or so as far as um, the different things go. Let me check Rumble real quick, make sure I'm good over there. And let's see here. Well, crap. I think it might have froze up on me. So let's see here. Here we go. And it looks like we're good there, so we should be all right. Roll call real quick. We've got a Waken Trillium in the house. Paul Williamson, John Mack, E Dirt Bike Rider, Bubba Morris, Parkside, Robin Ward, and SM. That's who I see in the chat here. If you're on X, I can't see you at this moment in time and who you are, but I want to thank you for joining in. It's been a week. Let me tell you, it's been a week. So, how has everybody's week been? Before we get going here really good, I want to get some more folks in the house. Like it says in the description, I am going to be going over some different things that have happened over the last week. And I am going to be also talking about, some Fauci-isms that have kind of taken root. And I've been seeing a lot of it over the last, well, actually for a while now. And it's been kind of in everybody's faces, but nobody really realizes it. And I'm also going to talk about AIPAC again. I love picking on AIPAC because they're corrupt as hell. And who's getting their money. So it's been, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that some more. I know Dave last night played a Thomas Massey video that I've played in the past, and it explains a lot. And if you want, let me know and I can play it again. But yeah. So hopefully I won't get censored this time. It looks like most of the people that are in here, if not all, are coming from YouTube, which is fine. I'm streaming to Rumble, and I'm also streaming to X as well. So, and I'm still working on posting previous videos to Rumble so that way everybody can go and watch them. I kind of dropped the ball this last week, and I apologize for that. It's been a busy week. It really has. And I got to kind of stay on top of it, because if I don't, my computer goes to sleep and then it stops the upload. So I got to kind of stay on top of that. So let's see here. Other people that's come in so far, it looks like we've got Pamela Barone that's come in since then. And it looks like maybe, no, I mentioned Parkside already. Okay. So let's get down to business, shall we? We've got 27 people watching. I know more is going to join in a little bit. I just I want to get going here because there's a lot of stuff I want to cover. So first off, we have that bill. All right, we have that bill. Uh, that continuing resolution. And that thing was an absolute disaster from the start. And I 1,500 pages. They were supposed to give them 3 days to look over it. They didn't. They just wanted to kind of ram it through. And I'm going to pull up a video that I had gotten from TikTok with Vivek Ramaswamy, which I'm still kind of on the fence about him, but I kind of got to trust, what the Donald is doing with him. So I'm going to pull this up, and like I said, I just want to let's see here. Where am I at here? It's Grok. Posts. That's not what I want. Okay, there we go. Let's see here. More bookmarks. There we go. Okay, so I just kind of want to play this because, and then I'll go into a few other things, but it's really all right. So let's see here. All right, here we go. So now Congress did not pass this. They blame Elon Musk for it not getting passed because of X and because people are in a tizzy because nobody wanted this stupid thing to begin with, but they were trying to force it through anyway. So let's just go ahead and play this so that way everybody can kind of get a sense of what was actually in there. And so there we go. Oh crap, hold on. I forgot to share the audio. There we go. All right, so listen to what Vivek says, and let's.
Congress is about to pass a bill.
Go from there.
Congress is about to pass a bill that blows away your taxpayer money, but they made it over 1,500 pages long so you wouldn't read it. I did you a favor. I read it for you. It's supposed to be about keeping government operations open and providing disaster relief aid to hurricane victims, which I'm sympathetic to. But if you read the bill carefully, it contains pay raises for members of Congress, and I'm not making this up, an expansion of their federal health benefits. It contains all kinds of special interests and pork funding, including opening up a new stadium in Washington, D.C. It renews the Global Engagement Center, which is a key node of the censorship industrial complex. And the worst part is, they didn't want you to know about any of it, and that's why they made this a last-minute jam job. The reason I'm co-heading DOGE is I think we need outsiders to bring actual accountability to Washington, D.C. So feel free to call your congressman and let them know how you feel about
it. So how does everyone feel about what they were trying to do? I think it's absolutely horrendous, but it doesn't really surprise me either because that's been going on for a long time. Now, if we go back here, let me go here. Dan Crenshaw is mad as hell. Of course, he's a rhino anyway, which we already knew. The one-eyed man, or the all-seeing eye, as I seen in a photo of him, in a group photo with him being in the center of the triangle on the house steps with the eye patch, the all-seeing eye. So that's just kind of the start. So Dan Crenshaw is big mad over not getting his raise. Cat turd, he says, yeah, get it right. Dan Crenshaw is America last, Ukraine first war pig who doesn't need a raise because of all the money he makes when he miraculously became a stock expert since joining Congress. Dan Crenshaw replied, anonymous coward, like cat turd, talking shit without evidence. I'm used to it. Sorry, I was a guy fighting for the wars for the little bitches like you that would never dare to. One of us actually has served this country and continues to, while loser like you make money being trolls on, I'm assuming that says social media. But so we have that. So I'm going to go here real quick. And I am going to put in Dan Crenshaw and see what comes up. Dan Crenshaw. Here we go. Let's see here. So he didn't get money from AIPAC, right? So let's make sure here. But we can find out where he got money from. So let's see here. So let's change that. And let's see here. I seen a Schwab, Charles Schwab. It's not, it's the investment corporation. So there's that. USAopoly, Blue Water International. We'll find out what Blue Water is here in a minute. Let's see here. Let's see if any stick out. Shall we? Now, I have not gone over any of his investments at all that I can remember. Or not investments, but any of his donors. But we're going to do it right now. See if anything kind of sticks out to us. Americo Energy, information requested. A lot of oil companies. A lot of oil companies. So let's see here. The Kraft Group. So I'm assuming that's Kraft Heinz. Let's see here. Who else? Greenbrier Equity, Westlake Corporation. So there's a bank. The Crenshaw Law Firm from Corey Crenshaw. So I'm assuming that's his brother or cousin or something, some kind of relation. From Citadel LLC. Another bank. Another bank. Another bank. So it looks like the banks are backing this guy. But the banks are controlled by, different conglomerates and all that good stuff that they don't want you to know about, that are basically ran by, well, I'm just going to leave that there. So, I mean, there's really a lot that a lot of people aren't understanding about this dipshit. And I don't like Dan Crenshaw. I think I think he is a rhino in the biggest sense. And he, along with let's do this. All right, so let me do that. he's taking money from places he shouldn't be taking money from. I'll put it that way. I think any politician that is running, it needs to be grassroots. It needs to come from the people and not major conglomerates. Because when you start getting into those major conglomerates, they start expecting favors, and it's just unreal. So there's that. So let's go back here. All right. So and then Chip Roy had some things to say about it also. And Chip Roy,
the fact of the matter is, we should not.
Is another one that I think he's all right, but I think we need to watch him pretty close. So yeah, so let's go ahead and play this Chip Roy video. See what he says.
The fact of the matter is, we should not pass it. The speaker shouldn't put it on the floor. One of the rules we fought for under Speaker McCarthy 2 years ago was enforcing the 72-hour rule. You have time to read the bill. If we do that, if we fully expose what's in this bill over 72 hours, it will not pass. So the only reason to pass it early is to try to jumpstart the disinfecting sunlight of the transparency of 72 hours. So that's why the Freedom Caucus core position was we should hold to the 72-hour rule. If you love the bill, if you can defend the bill, then defend it over the 72 hours. But they're going to try to pass it today because they're afraid they won't be able to pass it if not. And I think that's a mistake. I think we should go back to the well. And if we have to be here over Christmas, so be it. The boys in Bastogne were in foxholes on Christmas Day. I think we can be here doing our job.
So yeah, I mean,
the matter is, we should not pass.
I mean, it's one of those things. They didn't want the 72 hours because over the 72 hours, like I was saying before, things can come out that they don't want to come out about what's in the bill. And Vivek Ramaswamy did a pretty good job at describing what was in the bill, that he's seen. So that's a big thing. So if we look up here, and I said they tried to skirt the 72-hour rule so the truth wouldn't be out about what was in the bill. What a disgrace for those trying to pass it. So, and I'm gonna pick on AIPAC again here in a minute. So I also, replied to Lauren Boebert. Let's see here. There we go. Expand this. So where she said, I'm voting no on this week's continuing resolution. So many members of Congress want the clout of working with Doge and Elon Musk. Barely any are willing to stop voting for 1,000-page spending bills, continuing resolution, omnibuses. Only a handful are actually interested in cutting spending. America remains in a K Street chokehold because too many politicians are owned by special interests. So, and this is what I said. We've been saying this for a very long time. The biggest offenders are AIPAC and politicians that take money from them, just to name a few. Hakeem Jeffries, he took money from AIPAC. Rudy Yakum, Todd Young, Ted Cruz, and Speaker Mike Johnson. There are many others. These are just the repeat offenders. So I'm going to pull this back up here. Okay, I'm going to pull this back up. I'm going to blow it up so everybody can see it. But I'm going to do this here. Rudy Yakum for Indiana. So let's see here. Now I know it's in there. Damn it. Because I pulled it up not long ago. Damn it. Come on. Work with me here. So let's go here. Oh, come on. Really? Oh, come on. Really? Come on. I'm going to have to go through Open Secrets, I bet. So let's see here. Let me do it this way. Come on. Where are you at? And I know Rudy Yakum took money from him because I did a show about it not long ago. And I showed where he took money from it. So which makes me wonder if they didn't pull the information out because he didn't want it exposed. Well, crap. All right, time to go to Open Secrets. So let's see. I'm going to do this live so that way, you know, y'all can see this. So we've got new people that's coming in here. So we've got, look at here, members of Congress. Rudy Yakum. All right, so let's look at his data here. Right here, pro-Israel. So let's see here. Oh, come on. So let's go here, PACs. Oh, come on. Where are you at? Contributors. Right here. Here it is. Right here. So let me blow this up here. American Israel Public Affairs Committee, AIPAC. He took money from AIPAC, just like I said. So he got $5,000 from the PAC, but of that, individuals either within the PAC or contributed to the PAC, 40,828 for a grand total of 45,828. So I'm not blowing smoke. All right, I'm not blowing smoke. These idiots, they're all controlled by AIPAC. Okay, so let me go back here. All right, so let me take this off. Contributor details, paste. And if we look here, okay, here's another one. The United Democracy Project. So I saved y'all a little bit of time. And I am going to pull that up for everybody now. Oh, come on. So here's this. So that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Let's see here. No, this is Thomas Massey. I don't want Thomas Massey, damn it. So let's go back here. Do it this way. Browse receipts for United Democracy Project. So let's see who they donated to. Okay. Shall we? Let's see here. So the source name, there's that. But let's see who they did that for. So let's see. Let's take them out of the thing here. Put in UDP. And let's see here. So these are the source details. So once again, different thing. Blue wave action, blue wave action, blue wave action, EDW. Voters for responsive government, standing strong, women vote. And notice how all of these are under Washington, D.C. I'm just saying. So let's go back to Open Secrets and see who they've donated to. I know it's kind of drab, but that was let's see here. Let's see, that's not it. Lobbying groups. Move back. So I'm just trying to find this because I had it saved already and it didn't. Donor lookup. I'll try to type it in and see what it says here. It would help if I spelled it right. There we go. Damn it. Once again, fat fingers. Okay, so let's see here. Money to candidates. That's not it. Politicians. So let's look up what United Democracy Project is here. Okay, United. Oh, wait, here it is. Wait, isn't this AIPAC, isn't this the same site here? United Democracy Project is an organization comprised of American citizens, Democrats, Republicans, and Independents, united in the belief that America's partnership with Democratic ally Israel benefits both countries. Where have we heard that before? The U.S.-Israel relationship, isn't that America-Israel pact? Isn't that AIPAC? So what I think happened is they said, "Oh, the people are pissed off that they're getting that politicians are getting donations from AIPAC, so we're just gonna put it in a cloud somewhere, and we're gonna try to polish this turd so that way it's shiny, so that way people say, ooh, it's something new, it's something shiny. They'll never, it's not AIPAC, it's not the same, it's the exact same." So I just want you to think about that. They just switched it from one to the other. And look at these dollar amounts. Look at these dollar amounts. 200 grand, 250 grand, 500 grand, 100 grand, $1 million, 1.3 million, 5 million, 200,000. So now if we go back here, let me go back to AIPAC. American Israeli PAC. America Israel PAC, I think is what it is. There we are. American Israel Public Affairs Committee. So let's go back here. I'm just saying, you can polish a turd, it's still a freaking turd, right? So let's go back. Let's see here. So we've got Mike Johnson for Louisiana. Look how much he got. And this was reported as of June 12th of this year. All right, 272,000. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. Word salad marketing ploy. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is, Stella. Polish a turd, it's still a turd. Oh wait, Ted Cruz. I mean, didn't I mention that? Oh yeah, Ted Cruz. And I already showed you Rudy Yakum. Right? Oh wait, there's another one, Steve Scalise. Let's see here. Let me go down here because Todd Young's in here too, because I posted that shit to my X page calling his ass out a while back. And so far this year, when I posted that, he had already gotten $96,000. Why? He's not even due to be elected yet. He's not up for re-election until 26. So why the hell is he taking I started to say kickbacks, but why is he taking donations? All right, before his election time. Oh look, there's another Mike Johnson. There's Elise Stefanik, Ted Cruz. So I'm just saying, there's a lot. Mike Johnson again, Fitzpatrick, Craig Goldman, Pasquarel, Mast. So, in some of these cases, it may not even be the senator themselves, but, according to Thomas Massey, they go out to lunch with the representatives and senators and stuff like that with their AIPAC person. So why? So they can't even really use the excuse, well, I didn't know the money came from there. So they no longer have the benefit of the doubt. I'm just saying, and people are going to get mad as hell, and I really don't care. Because until people realize what the hell is going on, nothing can change. Nothing. And I've said that before. And look at Marsha Blackburn. I mean, look at this. National Republican, services. I mean, this is, and Josh Hawley, that's another one. John Curtis. And I'm just going to come here and real quick because Jeffries is another one. And let me go here. More here. 2020, 22, 19, and 20. So let's see here. Let's see. Jeffries for Congress. There we go. I know Jeffries has taken money because I've seen it. Yep, right there. See? Jeffries. Right there. Look, look, look. You can't miss it. Right there. Jeffries for Congress. Jeffries for Congress. 5,000. 5,000. 5,000. 5,000. 5,000. And it just keeps going on and on and on. So there we go. Once again. So let's we've got quite a few more people in here, so let's go over roll call again. We've got Southern Belle, Harvest Mary Moon, Turning Guns. I mentioned Stella a little bit ago. Greta Dice, Astua. Let's see here. Who else here? Angel Rose, Sherry Tackett, Bubba Morris, Jersey Joe, Share Bear. Welcome in, everybody. I just kind of went right into it today because, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. And they're all bitching in Congress because they don't get paid enough. But in actuality, they don't do shit for us anyway. What have they done for us? What? Exactly. Gave us $1,400 for a scamdemic when they locked everybody down, which a lot of us gave them the middle finger and said, fuck off. We're not going to do this because it's not it's not in our best interest. But yet everybody was scared as hell. You seen people out there wearing those freaking face diapers, had people running out to get the jabs. You seen stores like Walmart putting tape arrows in the freaking aisles, for God's sake. Whoa, one way only. You can't go this way. Bullshit. Come on. Come on. Did it stop me? No. Me and my wife drove to Ohio to get a puppy during that time. And I'll tell you, it was pretty freaking eerie because we were the only car on the damn road other than cops. And cops didn't even mess with us. So, this... Yes, paid to do nothing. Must be nice. Exactly. They get paid by the American people to take money from PACs to push what the PAC wants, to push what big corporate governance wants, to push what, everything that's not going to be in the best interest of the people. Oh, but they gave us $1,400. They must have done their job, right? No, bullshit. I mean, come on. I know I'm on a high horse here, and I'm kind of on a tirade, but you know what? I'm going to go into some Fauciisms that are still taking place today. This started in 1984. I mean, just think about that for a minute. Wait, what? You're probably thinking, what? Yeah. I'm going to play that in a few minutes. And I'm going to play the commercials that go along with it. And I want you to pay attention to what Fauci said. And I want you to pay attention to what's going on in the commercials from these drug companies. This has been a never-ending cycle of fucktardery for a very long time. And they couldn't get it one way, so they did it another way. And they couldn't get it that way, so they tried to push it another way. Yeah, I want my money back, no taxation without representation. They suck. Exactly. Isn't that why we got away from England in the first place? Because of taxation without representation, the colonies were getting screwed over at every chance. The English were increasing the taxes. They were doing, they were treating them like garbage. Isn't that why we got away from them in the first place? One of the reasons? One of the many reasons? And I want you to think about this for a minute. I'm going to bring up Q, right? Q has been great, all right, as far as everything, getting people to wake up. And I would equate that to the propaganda that was put out for the American Revolution in the 1770s by Ben Franklin, Thomas Paine, and different, and other people. I want you to think about that. I would consider that the modern day equivalent. Think about the book Common Sense put out by Thomas Paine. Think about the little leaflets that were dropped or printed on Ben Franklin's printing press and sent out. The letters that were printed off of his printing press from a made-up lady. I can't remember her name. Silence Dogood is what it was. That were actually written by Ben Franklin. I mean, think about that for a minute. What did Q do? It put all that stuff out, but none of it was made up in Q either. As far as like different, a few things like the politicians that were arrested for child solicitation, inappropriate conduct with children. I want you to just kind of think about that for a minute. And I'm not discounting Q whatsoever. I love Q. I think Q is great. It's a great resource. But enough of my tangent. Enough of my tangent. I mean, I went off on a tangent there, and I don't like doing that because then I can't ever get back to where I wanted to be. So let's see here. There was something else. Let's see. Damn it. Bookmarks, because I think I had it bookmarked for last week. So I mean, these things that are, that have been going on really have no people have no idea what all has been going on, what we've been telling people. We've been being silenced. I mean, for God's sake, I want to bring this up to you real quick. So I looked at, you know what, I'll just pull it up here because, I mean, it's absolute horseshit. Let me pull it up here. And this is coming off of X, right? Let's see here. Let me find it here. Come on, where you at? Here we go. Let me go ahead and pull this up. I am censored into oblivion. And Hawk, whenever I would, tag him and stuff, and, it would come up with a warning for graphic content, but there's nothing graphic about it. It'd be something like this. So, and this is what I, put out there because I responded to Hakeem Jeffries, right? Can someone explain why, out of all these post interactions above, so I'm actually talking about this right here, how I only have 73 views? So either people aren't clicking and expanding the post, which is entirely possible, or my comments are being crushed by the algorithm. You decide. All I'm saying is the math doesn't math here. So if you look at this, he had 297,000. Let me blow that up so everybody can see it. Go back, damn it. He had 297,000 views on that post in his analytics. 6,000 likes, 1,500 or 1,500 reposts, and 5,100 comments, right? So how is that? And if you go down here, 73 views. And this was done 5 hours after the fact. So there should have been, the math isn't math in here. So this is what I put. I think you misspoke. I think you meant to say, do what's right for our donors and wallets. 95% of you people in Congress take legal bribes through PAC donations from places like AIPAC, which, like I said, I'm picking on AIPAC, and corporate interests to push their will onto the American people, not to represent the everyday American person and their interests and well-being. Face it, you treat us all like mushrooms, you keep us in the dark and feed us a bunch of bullshit. So either I'm getting crushed by the algorithm, or people just aren't expanding in the comments, which that's entirely possible. Entirely possible. So I'm just, I'm just saying, different things, it's not what I want, damn it. Go back here. Let me minimize this. There we go. Profile. So there's something else I wanted to bring up too. Yet once again, I call people out. That's kind of what I do. Responding to Marjorie Taylor Greene, which says, she said the Uniparty is aiming to fire at Elon Musk and blaming him for killing their incestuous porkfest government funding bill. However, it was the American people engaging and posting their outrage on X that killed the bill. But they hate Elon because he bought X and protected free speech, which allowed the people to fight back and stop another uniparty shit sandwich. And I want to, before I go on, I want to expand on what she said right here. Right? The battlefield. I want you to think about, don't leave the battlefield. Okay? The truth is they hate you, the people, for standing up to them. And they do. They've hated us for a long time. And they're just now showing their true colors about everything. They're angry because they got caught in such a big way. Yeah, that's right. They did. Look at the titty fit Dan Crenshaw was throwing. Same pathetic play. These losers waited for months knowing the government funding deadline was Friday, December 20th, and refused to show any of us members of Congress the bill text until they dumped 1,500 pages on us Tuesday night. Over and over again. Oh no, the government's going to run out of money right before Christmas. Whatever will we do? Gosh golly, we must vote for the shit sandwich quick to keep the government running and get home for Christmas. Oh my. But they got caught with their pants down, and now they say it's Elon Musk's fault. Yeah, no, it's not. The truth is, the Uniparty has been creating this disaster for decades. And who funds the Uniparty? AIPAC, the military industrial complex, big corporate conglomerates like BlackRock and Vanguard and State Street. Yeah. The truth is, okay, so they own it. They can't blame anyone but themselves. Now it must be broken in order to fix it. And the messy consequences sit squarely on the uniparty shoulders. They don't get to point fingers and blame anyone. They kept this failing train on the track to destruction and enslaved the American people in $36 trillion worth of debt, which created worldwide enemies by funding and fighting foreign wars in our country, and dollar is on the verge of collapse. It's not Elon Musk's fault. It's the uniparty. So, and this is what I said. And this is what I said. It may piss people off. I don't care. I don't care. Okay? I don't care. Because this has been going on for such a long time. I have notified this person's office. I have notified this person's office. And this person's office right here, I got one email from them. And that was after I sent a thing through my crypto for supporting crypto. And it was a bulk letter sent by the crypto people to protect crypto. But when I've reached out to email him through his own Senate page, I get nothing. I've called his office, I get voicemail. Every time. And when you request a call back from somebody in his office, you could hear crickets chirp. But he's taken, once again, up to the point that I posted on X at one time, I think it was like $93,000 or $96,000 worth of money from AIPAC. And this guy's taking money from AIPAC. But at least I can say that his office has answered my phone call and sent me letters that, as far as correspondence goes. And I'm going to say this. When my senator that Todd Young replaced back in, I want to say it was 16. His name was, I'm trying to remember his name. But he was a Democrat, right? I called his office with a problem one time with the military and the VA. And I'll be damned, he actually did something about it. And I actually spoke with him and his team. I met the guy. He came to my house. But this dipshit right here can't even get bothered to have one of his staff email you back. I'm just saying. So this is what I put. This has been going on for a long time. I know when it came to the last few CRs, I called my representative, Rudy Yakum, to voice my utter disdain for at least one of the bills that provided funding to Ukraine and utter disgust for the members waving Ukrainian flags on the floor. What I was told was, this is to protect Ukraine from Russia. And they got really uncomfortable when I brought up how whenever they want funded, miraculously, they name an enemy like Russia, for example, in order to get money. And I asked if Russia was actually our enemy. I have also reached out to Senator Todd Young about bills in the past, and I still have yet to receive communication from his office regarding what I had called about. One thing that these two have in common, both took money from AIPAC. So yes, and let's see how many views I've got on this one so far. Look at that. I posted that at 7:20 this morning. 30 views. 30. Let's look at my post engagements, shall we? No likes, no reposts, no quotes. Back here. And the only bookmark is my bookmark, by the way. So I ask, is it the algorithm that's crushing me? Or are people just not expanding? And I would venture to say it's the algorithm. Awesome. Yep, I figured as much. So about that, about Todd Young, I got to get a couple things squared away on my end. But as soon as I do, I'm going to run against that asshole. I'm going to take his fucking seat from him. He don't deserve to be there. He don't deserve to represent the people. Because he doesn't represent the people. He represents himself. He represents corporate interests. You know, not once in all of his posts here online that he's been posting about visiting businesses. He didn't visit a single freaking person. He visited businesses. Why? Why? He represents the people, not business. Businesses are business. They're non-entities. But I will. I'm going to get a couple things squared away on my end, and I'm going to run against him. I'm going to take his freaking seat from him because he doesn't deserve to freaking be there. So enough of my tirade. Let's go back to the Fauciism, or go to the Fauciisms now. So, let me pull this up real quick. All right, so I'm going to play this video from 1984 from Fauci. And let me pull it up here. All right, this lab pause. And I'm gonna pull that up because I mean, holy crap. You know, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. I just, yeah. But when I run, I'm gonna need help from everybody. This ain't just gonna be about me. This is gonna be about the people, which is what it should have always been in the first place, about the damn people. So yeah, it's one of those things. This should have never been about corporate interests. This should have never been about lining your pocket. If you go into politics to line your pocket, you're corrupt. If you go into politics just so that way you can get insider information on trading, so that way you can make a buck, you're corrupt. Nancy Pelosi, Dan Crenshaw, Mark Wayne Mullen. Yeah, it's It's bullshit. It really is. So anyway, let's get to Fauci here. And here, this video is from 1984 when he was talking about AIDS. Okay, you can't find me on X. Here's my thing here. There's my handle on X. I just dropped it in the chat. So anyway, let's get back to it. He was talking about AIDS in 1984 and the Fauciism and how it was introduced to a homosexual male population. Let me just play it for you. I'm probably going to get hit, but you know what? I don't care. So here we go. Oh shit, I didn't hit the audio button again. All right, here we go. Let's do this.
In this lab at the National Institutes of Health, the new illness that has attracted much media attention, called acquired immune deficiency syndrome, or AIDS, is being carefully studied. The Public Health Service has received reports of about 5,800 cases of AIDS with a case fatality ratio of 45%. Dr. Anthony Fauci is hopeful that the answer to this dreaded disease may be in sight.
I believe now that we have the agent in hand, that the amount of effort and energy that's being put into it by biomedical sciences, that within a reasonable period of time, we'll have a lot of these answers.
Well, it's certainly nice to know that the future looks brighter. Now let's go to the lecture and join Dr. Anthony Fauci.
It gives me a great deal of pleasure and excitement to talk about AIDS, because it really is one of the few, or actually one of the only subjects of all of the subjects that we tackled throughout the years, where you really have to change your lecture every month because of the extraordinary advances and evolution of this syndrome. I'll get to in some of the latest slides how this disease, which we surmised early on, started off in the male homosexual population in this country. Not that there was anything intrinsically different or wrong or what have you about homosexuality. It was very simple. It's straightforward epidemiology. You take an infectious agent and you introduce it into a population in which the spread among those individuals, if it's sexual contact spread, it's a perfect setup to spread. Right now, in October of 1984, there are greater than 6,000 documented cases of full-blown AIDS in the United States. Why the male homosexual population? Well, as I mentioned, for reasons that will become clear shortly, the virus was introduced into the population, and it's a sexually transmitted disease. Therefore, sexual contact spreads the disease. This T4 cell, as I alluded to earlier.
So, did you catch that? It was introduced into the population here. Let's go back here.
Spreads the disease. This T4 cell, as I alluded to earlier, is the critical cell. What it does is that in the United States of 1984, there are greater than 6,000 documented cases of full-blown AIDS in the United States. Why the male homosexual population? Well, as I mentioned, for reasons that will become clear shortly, the virus was introduced into the population, and it's a sexually transmitted.
So let's play that again, shall we?
The virus was introduced into the population, and it's a sexually transmitted disease. Therefore, sexual contact spreads the disease. This T4 cell, as I alluded to earlier, is the critical cell. What it does is that it's responsible in a direct or indirect way for virtually everything the immune system does. It induces suppressor cells, it induces killer cells. You don't have to remember all this. Just merely get the concept that if teleologically I wanted to pick out the one cell that if I damage that cell, I would do the most damage to the immune system, I, as an immunologist, would pick out the T4 cell. That's exactly what this virus did. It picked out the T4 cell, and it created a tremendous amount of damage in the immune system.
So, what you think? Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. 1984. It was introduced to that population. So that tells me that not only was it man-made, like somebody said up here, I'm trying to find it here. Give me a second here. Okay, but anyway, it was man-made, right? Which we kind of figured. Because if memory serves, there is a patent on it. So let's look it up. Let's see if there is a patent for HIV. So let's see. Patent for HIV. Let's see here. It looks like the only thing I could see patents by inventor Anthony Fauci. So let's see. It's just for treatment, it looks like. So I'm going to pull this up so that way you guys can see it here. So patents by inventor Anthony Fauci. Anthony Fauci has filed for patents to protect the following inventions, include patent applications, the use of antagonists of the interaction between HIV, GP120, and the integrin. All right. That was February 18th, 20, or February 20th, 18. Let's see. Let's go down here. And it's descending in time. So yeah, but it looks like a lot of them are just for so let me go here. Gotta find it again. Let's see here. So now remember what he said. Homosexual males, all right? Homosexual, Fauciism. We've also heard the 6 feet apart. 15 days to what do you call it? 15 days to flatten the curve is what it was, right? Mass work. Get your jabs. Okay, so all right, let me let me pull this up. All right, so here it is. All right. This is the Aperture commercial, okay? Remember, homosexual males, okay? Remember that. That's what Fauci said in 1984. Homosexual males, all right? Which we know it don't only affect males, it also affects females as equally. It can spread through bodily fluids, whatever, so that they're, bodily fluids or bodily fluids. It doesn't give a shit whether you're male or female. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. Let's play this. I want you to look here. Look, look. Males. Gay males. Look at this. So there's that one. All right. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Okay. So let me go back here. Let me go back. There's another one. All right. Big Tarvey. Here's another one. Big Tarvey. Look. More gay men. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, and if you look in the background there, Black Lives Matter. So if anybody thinks that none of this is connected, they're fooling themselves. Now, I want to go off of this comment right here. All right. Humanity is nothing more than guinea pigs to these people. Yes, and I wanted to bring that up. You kind of beat me to the punch, and I thank you to that for that. So here is the thing. All right. Here is the thing. So those are prevention, right? I should say one of those is a prevention drug, and it kept people from getting it. So that means the people that were, when they were testing it, in order for this to work, they had to give the people in the human trials this drug and then try to intentionally infect them somehow with HIV. I want you to think about that for a minute. Just think about that for a minute, because that's how tests work, right? That's how the trials work, right? You give them something and then introduce the virus to see if it stops them from getting it, right? To protect them, right? I just, it astounds me how the population has not looked into things the way we have over the course of the last 10 years. Okay. It astounds me because, and this is going to make some people mad, and I'm not trying to call people out. I'm not trying to do whatever. I'm saying as a whole, the population has been spoon-fed bullshit for a very long time, and they've ate it up and they've become lazy. And they take whatever is seen on TV and commercials and what their doctor tells them, and just a myriad of other factors for 100% absolute truth. And when you watch TV, it's called TV programming for a reason. Especially since after 2012. Because after 2012, the Smith Modernization Act kicked in to where they could use propaganda against the people legally. That was being done beforehand if you look at the church hearings from 1975. And yes, Harvest Mary Moon, they are paid to look the other way. And John, you're right. It is part of the bigger agenda. It is. That doesn't only apply to senators, that applies to prosecutors too, and judges, and representatives. Pretty much anybody that's had the power to stop this bullshit, it holds every one of them accountable. And they all need to be held accountable. Because they had the power to stop this, investigate it. All right, John, I'll look into that here. Let me see what it is here. The technocracy movement. Oh yeah, and we see that going on now, John. So just to let you know what Greta, I don't think he could, and here's why. Because he didn't. He could say we're not going to enforce it, but it takes Congress because they have to overturn it because it was passed with the National Defense Authorization Act. It was hidden way down in there. It's kind of like the fine print in a credit card. You know, it was hidden way down in there. So he could do an executive order and say, hey, we're not going to enforce this. But at the same time, I think he was trying to catch them with their pants down, and he did exactly that. So this is what John was talking about, the technocracy movement. Okay. Let me pull it up here. So the technocracy movement was a social movement active in the United States and Canada in the 30s, which favored technocracy as a system of government of representative democracy and partisan politics. Historians associate the movement with engineer Howard Scott's technical alliance with Technocracy Incorporated prior to the internal factionalism that dissolved later in the Second World War. So, technocracy advocates contended that price-based systems of government and economy were structurally capable of effective action and promoted a society headed with technical experts, which rational. So that is what we're seeing now, essentially. So basically, a price system is what AIPAC and that other new one that I showed you is doing, which is basically AIPAC in a nutshell. So, because they're buying senators, they're buying politicians, and they're getting stuff in return for doing that. So we're seeing that. We're seeing that right now. Oh boy. We're having an issue streaming to X. There may be an issue on X's end. So let's see. Let's see here. Did I piss off X? Did I piss him off? Or did X go down? So let's see here. Let's see. Uh-oh. It looks like X went down for the live feeds. Mr. Sciatica, good to see you, man. Good to see you. So let's see here. refresh this real quick. X says unavailable. Yep. Yep. I think I pissed him off. I think I pissed him off because I am still alive. So let me go through and let me edit. So let's see here. Let's see. Is it working now? I still cannot find you on X. So let me do this. All right. Let me pull up my X page here. Go up on, I'm going to send you a direct link to my profile. Oh boy, I really pissed him off, didn't I? Oh shit. Here we go. But I must have really pissed some people off. So here we go here. All right. Here we go. All right. Here is my X page for those that want to actually get on there and go through some of my stuff here. Jack says that it's being pretty wonky there on YouTube also. So boy. Oh boy. I must have really pissed some people off. Oh, many other names we see now. So what did SM say? Yep. So I don't normally do this, but I'm going to ask Grok. That's not it. Who all are technocrats? So let's see here. Let's ask Grok. You ready? Which, you know what? Let me share this. Just so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Damn it. Wrong button. There we go. All right. So let's do this here. I'm going to ask Grok which government officials are technocrats. Let's see here. See what it says. Let's see what it says. Let me be more specific. Maybe that would help. Okay, so several examples here. So Italy has had several technocratic prime ministers and ministers. Notable examples include Mario Monti, Mario Draghi. Greece has Lucas Papademos. Russia, it doesn't specifically say anything about Russia, though. In the United States, the term technocrat may not be commonly used, but during crises, technical experts like Janet Yellen, see, there we go, Janet Yellen, Secretary of Treasury under President Biden with a background in economics, or Jerome Powell, the chairman of Federal Reserve. Didn't Jerome Powell just recently say he didn't want to give up power? Can be seen in these roles where their expertise directly influences policy. However, these positions are typically within broader context of democratic government. So let's see here. So let's go back here. Let me go ask Grok again. Name some American technocrats in within the last 10 years. Let's do it that way. Let's see here. Yeah, X does get censored. Yeah, I know. I'm hitting that big time. Big time. So, I said, name some American technocrats within the last 10 years. Okay? I asked Grok to do that. We have Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta. Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon. Peter Thiel, known for co-founding PayPal and his early investment in Facebook, right? Elon Musk, Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google and Alphabet. Lisa Su, leading AMD. And Satya Nadella for Microsoft. Wow, how about that? Could be, John. So, wow, I just wanted to do that live with everybody so that way we could kind of see it as far as everything went. And so, I hope, I'm going to drop the link here. Let's have a little bit of discussion here. I'm going to stay on to about 2, I think. So if anybody wants to come up and we can continue this discussion, that would be fantastic. Because I, for one, would like to have this discussion a little bit more. And you don't have to come on camera or anything. You just, do like I'm doing right now with the mic. It's fine. That's fine. So, well, here's John. Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up, Slow?
Not a whole lot. Enjoying my last cup of coffee for the day.
Life don't get no better than that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I was just looking into the technocracy, and a lot of things were coming up, and it was kind of like piecing together now. That's like how the whole concept, I guess, of the movement is that you have experts who will make the decisions of the world.
Right.
And we're kind of seeing that now, like the people you just looked at on that list, Bezos and Musk and these people, but the list goes on and on. It's not a full list because anybody who is kind of like supporting this technology is a technocrat.
Right.
Especially at the higher ends, like when you get into like BlackRock, State Street, and those institutions, these are all technocrats. And when you look at like what's going on now, everybody's turning to the technocrats to help save the world, I guess you might say. But are they really? Are they trying to achieve this utopia that I think that was back in the early 1900s is when this whole movement kind of started, and it is actually compared to like communist or socialism. in the way they want to structure things.
I never thought of it that way. That's some good insight.
And it's like everything. Some people are for it, some people are against it, which that's the way everything is. I mean, there are people who actually support socialism or communism. You know, they think that's good. And when you look at like the United States, we are a capitalist country, free, market and everything, but we do have a socialist net, and that is like our Social Security and different things like that. Because a strict capitalist, I believe, is not good, because you would have um, people up at the high with everything, and everybody else would be dirt poor, broke, starving, you know. So you have to have kind of like a balance. And I think that's what happened with the United States. They created this kind of two uh, level system,
Yeah.
but with everything, corruption, um, different ideologies and theologies, and, you know, and sometimes too, like with the, I think it was Roosevelt with his New Deal, where, they were trying to deal with the Great Depression, and they were coming up with all kinds of different ideas and stuff to try to um, cure that or fix it. These are your decision makers, your policy makers, these people like that. And some say, it did good, but others were saying, well, some of these actions did not actually um, conquer the depression, but it extended the, uh, the the whole length of the depression that took place.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that makes sense. It kind of it didn't really help it, but did it kind of make it worse, do you think? The depression?
Well, it's like everything. These people who, like, even if we use the whole technocrat, um, it's going to be designed where they benefit the most.
Right.
You know, so with anything, whether it be Republic or Democrat or whatever, it's going to be one group will benefit, and the people in it, and you can call it really whatever you want, but the people in it and making the decisions, they're the ones who will profit the most and benefit the most,
Yeah.
because they're the ones calling the shots.
Okay. I get that.
And that's why I think too, when I was looking into this, I kept thinking, look how much AI and how much everything is being focused on technology right now. Even this device we're using.
Yeah. Um, the Also, I got another update for my phone today, and you were talking about AI, and it integrates AI into my phone.
Oh yeah. And a lot of people, you know, there are always people making decisions, like a lot of these big corporations and industrial complexes or have a lot of influence. And and just like what you was looking at with like AIDS and stuff like that, you know you have people who create a problem, and then you have another group who are um, supposedly fixing the problem, but they're both of the same, kind of like two wings of the same bird. They work hand in hand. Yeah, Slow Country, he's muted. Um,
Oh, my bad. My bad.
I didn't know if you purposely muted or.
No, I muted it because I pulled up my Rumble channel here so that way I could get in a chat with some people that are in there. But bringing up a few things that we've come across over the last however long that we've been digging into different things, it makes me kind of wonder how long this has actually been going on. Has it been going on since the 30s, or has it been going on for a lot longer than that?
Oh, it goes way back. Even like in World War I, World War II, and prior to that, like I said, the world is made up of theologies and philosophies and theologies, and it's kind of like the foundation was set a long time ago, and the wheel was created, and all we do is we keep running in the same wheel. And I think right now, technology can have two effects on society. One is a good one and one is a negative. And it depends on us and how we use it. Like if we want to go around spreading all kinds of different stuff, whatever it may be, it may have a good effect or a negative effect. And that's why, like a lot of times I really don't follow anyone, or any one group. Like, I'm looking at everything. And like just recently I came across the word technocracy. And it's like, well, what is that? Let's look into it. And as I got to looking into it, I'm like, wow, this is something that from what I was looking at, it goes way back, and it was actually rejected by many people. But that's not to say it died out. It could have been put on the back burner until technology got to the point where now look at all the people who are actually billionaires now. Technology, this is where you have Bezos and the Musk and the Mercers and a lot of people we don't even, it's not in the mainstream media, but they're making billions of dollars using AI technology to achieve this, like BlackRock,
Yeah.
And then you have the engineers of these systems. I don't understand these systems, and even like, we're now talking new words like Bitcoin and crypto, and people who created this have a better understanding of it than I do.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that technology has been used for, did you see that WWE signed a partnership with Netflix?
I didn't see that, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, they did a big thing for it yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. A big rollout for it.
And you see too, Slow, a lot of mergers going on, or have been for years, to create like IT or AT&T and T-Mobile, and they're all merging into like InQtel,
Yep.
which InQtel is then actually partly funded or invested by Google and Microsoft. It's kind of like one big ball of technology, each supporting each other.
Yeah. Well, and another one for you, look at Sprint and T-Mobile, like you were saying. T-Mobile bought Sprint, and now everything is run off of the T-Mobile network. It still sucks. Don't get me wrong. But there's that one. Verizon and Frontier. Matter of fact, Verizon actually owned Frontier, and then in the paperwork they separated, and Frontier became a company of its own. Now I'm saying in the paperwork because I don't know that it actually split off. But and if you look at Dish Network is partnered with Verizon to sell their equipment. Did you know about that?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's ongoing. I just got a notification on I have Verizon service, right? And I just got a notice where my Verizon messaging app will no longer be using, and I had to switch over to Google. And it's like, well, what are you going to do? If I want to use my messaging, I have to use Google now.
Well, I have an iPhone, so I don't have that problem. I can still use the iPhone Messenger for my stuff, the message. I think that's what it's called. But I can use that. But like you said, they got rid of the messaging app through Verizon because nobody really used it. And it was a waste of money. And it was specific to Verizon.
Right.
So
that's why I say there's so much merger going on, and and a lot of people are like, where's the military? And it's like, if you look at like the military media industrial complex, they're very much into all of this,
Yeah, I mean, it's absolute craziness. And the military industrial complex, they have their hands in literally everything.
Right.
Everything.
Yeah. Whether directly or indirectly.
Yes. And Jack says, use Signal for messaging. I use Signal too. Now, Signal's a great service. I've never had a problem with Signal, but it's one of those things that, I don't think whatever message service you're on, it's all being monitored somewhere.
Oh yeah.
It all is. You can't even pick up the phone and call somebody now without, somebody knowing what you talked about.
And a lot of that is too, like as this technology has progressed, there is more of a demand for data. And everything, like right now, what we're doing here, the people in the chat, us, this is all data, and they can actually go through with their AI programming and actually get like a consensus of the people, your actual personal information. There was a algorithm called Polly, which was in England, I believe, where this algorithm would go through the communications of Britain, and it can almost predict who's going to win an election because it was able to get the consensus of the masses.
Yeah. It was able to do real-time analytics based on what was happening.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that I just kind of want to throw out there, you're right. Everything is ones and zeros, right? Ones and zeros. The biggest thing is, no matter what we put out there, and I kind of brought that up earlier, is the algorithms. The algorithms has the ability to either make you really high up on a chart or really low down on the chart, depending on what your content is, what you're talking about, and who you're talking about, right?
Exactly.
So, like me, I have very unpopular viewpoints when it comes to these politicians, and stuff like that, because I think they're all full of it, to be honest with you. And they don't represent what it means to be a representative, right?
Right.
My posts are not seen, and I showed an example of that earlier. So I had responded to Hakeem Jeffries. I had 73 views on a post that had over 200,000 views. Okay. With 5,000 comments, and I think it was 1,500, reposts. So the math doesn't quite math there. Does that make any sense?
Oh yeah, we live in a made up maze, really.
So, people may not like it, but the fact of the matter is, everywhere, no matter what platform you're on, X, True Social, YouTube, Rumble, for those on those that went back to Parler after it reopened, all of it, there's an algorithm to all of it. And if you don't kiss the algorithm's butt, in a decent word, right, tell it what it wants to hear, you're not going to get those high numbers, no matter what platform you're on. And I don't do that. I've never been about that, and I'll never start being about that. I started this with one thing in mind, and that's putting the truth out there for people that need to hear it. And if I offend the censors, I offend the censors. I don't care. Truth is truth. The truth.
The will doesn't like people challenging it. And
Yeah.
that's like when you use your own mind and your own train of thought and your own research, the will doesn't like that, because the will has an agenda, and only certain actors are allowed to have their voices heard, on great masses.
Yep. I'm gonna drop the link one more time, see if anybody wants to come up. Anyone, because I think this discussion is one that needs to be had with everybody, and everybody needs to have a piece of the discussion, whether it's just listening or if they want to put their input in or whatever. So I'm gonna drop that in here also.
Well, just by discussion, it is, they call that the consciousness. We all have a consciousness of what's going on and different things like that. And also the deceptions that's being portrayed, like through propaganda and different well-known techniques that different institutions use, using the media, our forms of communication, whether it been, in the past it was radio, newspaper, until we progressed to now, where now look at where we are and how they can actually, what you said here a while back, where they can inject different things into our society through propaganda and misinformation, different things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And everybody turns to the experts. Well, the experts are just puppets, because they're just going to spew out and do it in a way because they're fluent in language and speeches, and they give the appearance like, wow, this guy's really smart, but really what they're doing is they're actually saying you're real stupid.
Yeah, and it's the experts, as far as I can tell, and I've used experts in court, right? When I went to court with my ex-wife, experts are mouthpieces for the people that want them to be mouthpieces.
To participate in the game.
Yes. And that's the thing. And a lot of folks don't understand that. So when they have these Fox News contributors or OAN contributors or whatever, if you notice, in CNN, that's another one, right? So if you go on CNN, if you look at some of the people that's been on there as contributors, the ones that challenge what the narrative that CNN is pushing, the interview miraculously ends because of either technical interference or the interviewer saying, "Oh, well, well, hey, Ellen."
Well, hey, Ellen. Hey, how's everybody been doing out there?
Doing all right.
Doing
Hey,
all right. Hey, you know your
the background,
the background
the other tab.
on the other tab. Do what?
You have
a tab open
to where?
Well, let me look if I don't lose everything, because I'm in the middle of nowhere here. Did that help?
No.
Okay.
If you have
YouTube. When you're in another area and you're only got the phone to use, things do make complications.
Yeah, you get. If you're actually on the internet on your phone, what you can do is close out of your YouTube, and that'll help.
I think I did. Yeah. I'm only on the internet part.
Oh wow, okay.
Like I said, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere.
I know that feeling.
And it's a lot different out here in rural America than it is up there in your eastern and western big cities areas. But our big city capital and the other big, they're starting to see it, and it's weaving down into the lower lands now.
Yeah. It's like
But you know what? When the earth and the people and the animals evolves, because we all evolve. Just, we evolved from the dinosaurs. We evolved from every disaster that was put up down here on this earth, right?
Well, that depends on your. I don't think we evolved. I think we've evolved. But we all came from bigger.
Well, I look at the world in a lot different views than most people do. Okay?
I got you.
And that's why I've always been the alien. Because I'm able to see other people's visions of their lives. I understand the human concept, the human nature. God has given me these gifts. Okay? Have I lost anybody yet?
Not here.
And my gut feeling, and this is my belief in the way I feel, that when God made the earth and all the other ones, you got to put mythology in all this too. History is history. Truth is truth. Truth will set us free, right? So we have to look at it in so many different concepts of the world evolving. Look how we evolved from what we were. Look how much more people are starting to actually break loose and open their minds instead of staying closed all the time. Because there are many, many, many different views of many, many, many different stories, many, many different realities, right?
Okay, I'm still with you.
I'm still with you. And in every challenge you've had to go through your life, growing up, you've had to evolve and to adapt to make the next part a little easier. But the lessons of life gets harder. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah,
Yeah,
good thing.
good thing.
It's like you
It's
love
like you love
for future
for
things.
future things. It's not really the future. The future is what our hearts, our soul, our common sense, the virtues of life, the common sense that we were given when our Adam and Eve ate the tree of wisdom, the tree of knowledge. But we took advantage of that knowledge and started following Lucifer and his group because material things became more important to our being to survive than using our creative mind of the knowledge God had given us from that tree. So, yeah, our government, our entertainments, television, illusions, brainwashing. I mean, it's all wound up because what was Lucifer's biggest game? Anybody know?
Convincing the world.
Convincing the world is what?
His best
His
illusion
best
was
illusion was
convincing
to
the
convince
world
the
he
world
didn't
he
exist.
didn't exist. Yeah, illusions. So we became the 3D world, the material world. Everybody wanted to get better than the neighbor next door. So Satan, in our Bible of history and in any religions, I don't care what religion, they all come together to understand how life evolves every 1,000 to 2,000 to 10,000 years. We evolve into a new mindset of the people to take care of the earth. Do we want to still keep having all these conflicts, or do we all want the peace of comfort of our minds where we didn't have to worry about walking out and being killed? It's our mindsets. We are in the biggest emotional warfare that the common folks has never been able to adjust to, because most of them, they either want to ignore it like the three monkeys: see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil, don't do that fucking thing, because you can't win. And pardon my language, y'all, but they keep telling us we cannot fight the government. We can, because they have no more morals. We do, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I still fight the
still
government.
fight the government. And we can do it because many of the same thoughts of we don't want these fights anymore. None of us do. The ones that still wants to do it, you know, their judgments are being paid. We are all being judged by our spirits of our inside. Who are we? Who is the person inside do you want to be? That is your toughest quest, is who do you want to be yourself? Who makes up your mind? Or are you a follower and doomed to stay in crime? I get carried away on conversation. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
No, you're good.
But
I'm
hey,
just,
I gotta cut
I
it
gotta
here.
cut it here.
Um, I've got to get.
I've got to get a couple.
okay, I lost you. I'm sorry, y'all, but Merry Christmas.
Hey, same to you.
Hey, same to you.
And God loves you, and so do we. Be yourself. Stand strong. Don't let all this emotional government run you down, because you are your own choice to make. All right, how do I get out of here?
All you gotta
All
do
you gotta do is
is hit the
leave.
Ah, there we are. All right, bye-bye, y'all.
Bye, Ellen.
Bye, Ellen.
Bye, Ellen.
Bye, Ellen.
All right. So I got to cut it here. I've got some stuff I have to get done. Before the kids get home, because then I have to go pick my daughter up that didn't ride the bus home today at 4:30. So I got to get everything done before the other kids get back. So, any last thoughts, John?
I just appreciate, you doing what you do, Slow. Trying to bring different things to people to take into consideration.
Yeah.
We, like I said, we're all part of this, and I think just like what our opponents, they're gathering data. I think we need to be coming together to express ourselves to each other, and what we're seeing and witnessing now, in the present. But I appreciate what you do, brother, and love all the people in the chat. You, Slow, I wish the best for you and your family. And I don't know if you're going to do anything before Christmas, but if not, have a Merry Christmas.
I appreciate it. Yeah, this is the last one I'm doing until after the holidays. And I'm saying holidays, not holiday, because Christmas is Christmas, but I'm putting Christmas and New Year's together until the kids go back to school, because doing something with them here is a friggin' nightmare. So I've tried to
Enjoy your life, your holidays and your
Yeah.
children and your family and your friends,
Yeah. And the lady that was in here, was Ellen Alien. She is a frequent person over on Hawk's channel in the chat, but she brought some interesting viewpoints that I never really thought about. So,
Well, that kind of goes into technocracy, where they want us to become not human anymore. They don't want us to have feelings, and they don't want us to believe in our beliefs, and whatever they are. They want to be in complete control. They want to put chips on our brains. They want to, do all kinds of things where they are in total control, and not so much like in control of me or you on a one-on-one basis, but they control the will.
yeah.
But anyway, love you, brother.
Hey, likewise, man. So the other thing is, before I hop off here, I want everybody to be able to look at things through pardon the expression here, a 40,000 foot view. I want you to look at all different things from all different angles, and just kind of take a look at everything and use your own discernment. Like Now and Then had said in the chat, um, you know, we got to be able to decipher what's good from bad, right from wrong, truth from fiction. So with that, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and enjoy your families. And I will be back after the new year. Have a good one, folks. Peace out.